Well, we need grounding in this world. All three of us are business owners, French Quarter residents, and we all like weird shit. Fair?
Mhm.
Fair.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Mortal Machine podcast. I'm Chris True. This is Gabe Schaefer, owner, curator of Mortal Machine Gallery. And joining us on the sofa today, we got Anya from Devotion Studios, where I've been spending a lot of time lately. More on that in a moment. But Anya, how you feeling today?
I feel amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I have I've been training a lot, so my ribs, the inside of my ribs hurt.
Yeah, when we pulled up to the studio, Anya said that the negative
The negative
space.
space in my rib cage is prominently throbbing today. That's how I feel today.
These are problems for weirdo circus performer types.
Mhm.
Is that insulting? It's not
No,
insulting.
no,
How
it's a
about you
compliment.
describe what you do in a nutshell? Because also I know you. Gabe's gonna get to know you on this episode. How would you describe what you do to someone like Gabe?
I mean, I do.
Boy. Yeah, somebody like me.
Okay, so I do mostly admin, so it's like 50% admin,
Nick?
7% rolling around naked and broken glass at comedy shows on Sunday night
Which she just did at the open mic from hell.
with an opera singer.
That's right.
Serenade us, me. I do a lot of, yeah, like circus shit, like acrobatics, sideshow, trapeze. I teach a lot, I perform a lot. But yeah, just running a business and all of the adventures, just trying to make it work.
Yeah, so Gabe, you were mad at me for not going to watch WrestleMania night 2. Shout out to everybody who watched our episode about wrestling as art. But you were mad at me. But what you didn't know is that at my show, I had Anya rolling around in actual shards of broken glass. What, shards? Shards? Small? Large?
Yeah, so the broken glass, you want it to be larger
Yeah.
because it's lighter to transport.
Okay.
Because once it gets broken down, it becomes heavier and like there's less of it.
So
So
Gabe.
as you walk on it, it becomes smaller.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm not interested in ever doing this, so
Wow.
I'm interested in
not?
watching it.
Watching, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, I'm not having this ever again at my show.
No, I wish you were on every single one of my shows. And Gabe, I wish you were there.
I mean, WrestleMania actually ended around like 8:30, and I did debate coming over, but I felt like I was a sad boy, and I just didn't want to do it. You know, my guy lost, so I actually took a nice long contemplative walk about the scripted thing that I was just disappointed with.
Me and Gabe both
And I was disappointed
unapologetically
with it.
love pro wrestling. But Gabe watches his favorite wrestlers like they're a sports team, and he's like really invested whether they win or lose. And
Well,
he
it's
was-
like you have that show you watch, and there's like that aspect of that character that you project yourself onto, or at least whether people are aware of the fact that they're doing that or not. When they don't, they're like, why do I like this character so much? You know, it's probably because there's something inside of them that you either see that you are or you want to be. And similar things apply towards athletes, I think, where everyone just like projects these aspects of themselves.
What aspect of yourself were you?
That night,
Yeah, that night.
the guy that's getting old, that's been in an industry for so long, that is really good at absorbing pain and putting people over while he's doing that, that does occasionally win and wins pretty well, but is still grappling with the fact that he's only got so much road left as far as what he's used to being able to do energetically and physically.
Is that how you're feeling?
Definitely. Yeah. I've got maybe like another 5-6 years I'm capable of giving this much to the art world of myself on a daily basis and to other artists and people. Yeah.
Mm.
And then I'm going to have to shift the gears before the gears get shifted for me.
Yeah, shift the gears before the gears get shifted.
Yeah,
for
because you got one option or other if you're a maniac.
You can call your shot this way.
Yeah, you
Have you
got to.
thought, where are you shifting your gears to? Do you know?
Yeah, or where I would like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Although this show's about you.
Okay.
Well, so Gabe is theorizing he's on the end, you know, maybe the retirement tour is starting in a few years, perhaps.
I'd say more like changing of roles a little
Sure.
bit. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Anya, you are in the very early stages of your business here in New Orleans,
Yeah, it was
right?
my golden years.
Your golden years, Devotion Studios, which is a beautiful Pilates studio
Mhm.
in the French Quarter, Charter Street.
Oh,
Yes.
we're on Charters.
Charters in Iberville,
Cool.
between Bentonville and Iberville.
What's the address?
216. We used to be the Politics shoe store, used to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I waited in line there one time to buy some Pelican shoes.
Oh.
Not Pelicans, the basketball team. It was shoes that were made to look like pelican
I thought that
feathers.
was what you
Wow.
meant. That's
No.
okay.
Did you get them?
I got them. I paid a
Where
lot of
are
money for
they?
them. They're dangling from a telephone wire somewhere in Texas now because I wore them out. They were no longer useful.
You wore out your Pelican shoes?
And so I wanted to contribute to the world. So I, threw them
Wow.
on telephone wire.
That's good, buddy.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you.
You're so good at interviewing us.
Yeah.
Have many talents.
So has it been 1 year yet?
No, we opened in September.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Like literally, I don't know, what, 7, 8 months?
Yeah. Okay. So your business is a what sign?
Is a what sign? Like, oh, it's a Virgo,
Your business is a Virgo?
but that doesn't make any sense though.
Okay.
I mean, when was it? The inception of it happened during the blizzard.
The New Orleans blizzard?
2025, yes.
Okay.
That's when it became like a spark. Like that was the inception.
Okay. You said
That was the moment that I was like, I want to be a contributor to New Orleans in a meaningful way.
and
Was
you said
during the blizzard.
let me do something that people don't even know they want yet, which is a
No, it was let me
high-end-
do something that I want to see in this town that I was not able to. I mean, I was trying to go. So this is the short of it. So I came here with a broken heart. I've been in and out of New Orleans for a while. I immigrated here from Baton Rouge, I moved from Moscow to Baton Rouge when I was 10 years old.
So you were born
Moscow,
in Russia?
Yeah. So I learned my English in Baton Rouge.
Your English is
I know, it's spectacular.
Fuck.
I was 10 years old, yeah. So
no detection whatsoever.
then I kind of I was always like, just New Orleans was my first experience of like America being awesome and like imprinted itself on my psyche. Ended up in New York the last 20 years. All my stuff in New York. I've been running nightclubs in New York and doing like theater, event production stuff. All of it has this like New Orleans stamp vibe texture to it for years and years. And then
How
had
so?
my just like aesthetic. I mean, there's like a lot of brass bands at like 3 a.m. in the nightclub. There's a lot of like the circus aesthetic, kind of like New Orleans French Quarter street performer vibe, like splashed across the theater productions that I've done. Yeah, and so anyway, so last year, so I have fallen in love with my business partner of 10 years. Then we broke up. Very good friends still, and I ended up in New Orleans. And I was like, I want to just be here, and all I want to do is smoke weed and go to Pilates class every day.
And all Gabe wants to do is smoke weed and sell art.
Yeah, I mean,
All I want to do is hang out with people who smoke weed and do comedy.
although you don't smoke weed.
That's right.
I don't know. It's like I feel like you'd be too good of a pothead. That's why the fact that you don't do it.
I dabble with
look
the
like-
gummies every now and then. I just can't. I just can't do it.
I haven't
y'all.
smoked in 8 weeks.
Oh shit!
Hey.
Well, good job for you.
Wait, so
Anyway, so I was trying to go to Pilates every day, and there was no. That's what we were just talking about downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get a Pilates class for not like an exorbitant amount of money if you're visiting, or if you're like visiting for 10 days, or somebody like me where I'm like back and forth between New York and New Orleans, and I don't know when I'm going to be here. There's just not. It just doesn't exist here. So I've been an acrobat for 20 years. I have like all these injuries, all these things creaking and squeaking, and I need this stuff in my life every day. And so during the blizzard, my flights got canceled back to New York, and this idea of opening my own Pilates studio kind of coagulated. And then on Valentine's Day of last year, I was like, I don't want to be alone on Valentine's Day because I'm going through this breakup. So let me go look at some spaces in New Orleans to rent to do this Pilates studio. And then like the second place I looked at is a place we got.
So other people are on, Tinder, Hinge, whatever. You're on Zillow. You're like
Well, I'm
looking for
actually
places.
banned from Hinge.
Okay, well that's
Yeah.
okay. Well, we'll bookmark that. You're our second guest that's banned from Hinge.
That's good.
Yeah.
But you're looking on Zillow for love. You're looking for love.
I needed to do construction. I was like, if I have a construction project, that's the only thing that would
Okay.
make me feel better.
And so
I just
paperwork
know,
signed, construction happens.
yeah.
I'm acting like it's like I know that was all probably the hardest and weirdest part, but like now you have a full blown Pilates studio.
Yeah, and because it was a shoe store, and so I saw just the front of it, like the storefront.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is perfect. I love it. Then we go to see it, and there's this whole back room, which is where they store all the shoes. And
Yeah.
it's like quite large. And I was like, I think I want to like teach aerial acrobatics also.
Yeah.
I've been doing this I love teaching. Yeah, and so I was like, let me just do an aerial acrobat. So it kind of went from being this like very straightforward business model to like a very complicated, convoluted, like expansive, like, okay, we have this back room that's this flex space.
Yeah.
Like now we're talking about like doing self-defense for strippers back there. I just had a guy margarita.
Cool.
Then we're doing like bachelorette parties in there, clown yoga, like just
Self-defense for bachelorette parties?
I mean, we could mash up.
Put it all together. Yeah, why
Mash them
not? Yeah.
all
Yeah.
together.
We've
Yeah.
got a snake back there.
There's also a snake.
Okay. All
Gabe,
right.
do you remember me talking about the open mic from hell where we had a live snake on stage and Bob did a stand-up
I do
set?
remember that.
That's Anya's
That's your
my
snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your snake's name?
Boaz.
Cool.
Yeah.
Boaz just chills at the studio most of the
Mhm.
time.
And Anya has had someone revoke their membership or refuse to go in because they found out there was
Yes.
a snake.
Yes.
Or
I've
they think it was
also had-
satanic or something? Or
No, they just a lot of
like
people
Indiana
have a
Jones?
visceral fear of snakes.
Yeah.
I also recently learned that you now need a permit to have a reptile in the French Quarter
Oh, that's right.
if it's over 8 feet. So Mr.
7 feet 11 inches.
6.5.
And how do we know that?
Because we measure him every day to make sure
We got a
we're in
ruler right here,
compliance.
everybody.
Yeah, make sure we're in compliance.
okay.
We are committed to following the rules of the French Quarter.
Practical.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a lot of that is a practical tattoo, but you have many impractical tattoos as
do.
well. Will you tell the story about where some of your tattoos come from with your show in New York? I know
Oh
the
yeah.
story.
So these ones over here, as you can see, there's a bunch of random shit going on over here.
I don't normally stare at women's tattoos, but now I'm allowed to, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So
My God, what is going on here?
Okay, so the last show I did in New York was a magic show. I've always wanted to do a magic show. And so I was like, you know that trick where somebody draws a picture and the magician draws the same picture, then they show the picture and it matches. So I was like, let's do that, but I'm going to be getting tattooed as somebody from the audience is drawing a picture.
Oh.
But then we were like, let's
Interesting.
have the audience member draw a picture on a human easel. So we're going to staple the paper onto my friend's chest. And then we're going to have somebody drawing a picture and they're like bleeding a little bit. And then I'm getting tattooed. And the magician is like, I don't know how any of this stuff works. Like, I'm one of those people, I love magic. And so I don't want to know unless I have to know. And then we were like, oh, we're going to also handcuff somebody to me so that person can make sure I'm really getting tattooed because it was like a larger theater.
Sure.
So there's no like cheating or shenanigans. And so then we had that person's name tattooed on my arm.
There's a lot of layers going
Permission.
on to this.
And then only one of them got messed up, which is this one.
The fuck is that, a rope?
It was supposed to be like a flogger,
Oh, okay.
but the tattoo artist, and we had a different tattoo
But there's no
artist.
flog to the end of the
They
handle.
thought it was like a sword handle. They like something got, I don't know how it works. So something got messed up. And
the psychic projection came through all scrambly.
Maybe somebody got drunk or something. I don't know.
Isn't this crazy?
I gotta admit, new territory here,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I found
This is the zip code to Sarasota, Florida.
sure.
We used to have this trick where this was like before we made it shorter, the magician also would guess where somebody lost their virginity,
Okay.
but it was like too long. So we had to cut it from the show, but that was so that's Sarasota,
like, it
Florida.
took too long to figure
To
it
like
out.
in the flow of the show, it was like
Okay.
too much talking. And so we're like, we love this trick, but like
Yeah.
Mark, wrap it up. Like it's too long.
Yeah.
Keep it
Whoa.
snappy.
Do you see why I wanted to have her on the podcast?
Sure.
Yeah.
Totally fits in with the patchwork of yeah, except you're really trying to raise the bar on certain things here, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I just think Anya as a human being checks so many boxes for like cool, weird, interesting stuff. Like you're doing this weird performance art. You also have the business is like a legit successful business. It's beautiful in there. And I want to talk about Pilates more, but you also are such a supporter of the city and the art scene. I just feel like you're you know, we were connected by a connector, but I feel like we've also been connecting other people for each other. Like you're
Mhm.
just, yeah, you're a very busy person, but I feel like you're doing so much cool shit at the same time. I'm just really impressed.
Thank you.
Really impressed.
Thank
You
you.
really threw yourself into New Orleans.
I think I didn't realize this because I've been in New York for 20 years and I was like, it's impossible for me to leave New York. Like
Mm,
I run this massive nightclub there called the House of Yes, which is like a
Still
circus.
going?
Still going, 3 more years in the lease. Yeah. I mean, I'm completely not involved in it anymore, but
Mm.
that was like I've been doing it my entire adult life. Like I started it when I was
Oh,
19.
the one venue you had been with.
Three incarnations of the same venue.
Wow.
That place is like an institution in New York.
Mm.
And I was like, all my friends are here. My whole art is here. Everything I've ever done revolved around this place. And it kind of like took this incredible, like worst possible breakup ever for my best friend to even like fathom but I've always loved New Orleans. Like
Mhm.
just it's always been like the place. And so yeah, I think like starting a business here during a very devastating time, it like forced me. I was like, okay, like I gotta go network for my life. It's
It's
either like crying by myself doing nothing, like smoking weed, or like meet everyone, do Pilates, do
yeah,
construction, like how are we gonna make this work? So it was like I
yeah,
didn't even think it was possible to restart like that.
it's when the best work comes out,
Yeah.
yeah.
unfortunately.
And the classes are really incredible. I've been going 2 to 3 times a week. I'm someone who has tried, 100 different types of exercise classes because I like working out, I like classes, you know, I've dabbled a bunch with, like, CrossFit or yoga or whatever, but there's something different about reformer
Yeah.
Pilates. The machine is so cool. I love playing with
So
not
that's the
playing with
place I'm seeing in those photos and your stories where I'm like, what is he doing on those
Yeah.
tables with
On
the
the
levers
torture
and the pulleys?
machine. Okay, so we're gonna go into just some history of
Yes.
Pilates. Okay, so the whole thing is like crazy outrageous. It was started by this German guy in like 100 years ago in a World War I internment camp. He's this German guy in England
Mm,
in an internment camp.
mm.
And he is like, a little bit like weird. He was like a sickly child, kind of like was bullied, got into gymnastics. He had like a little bit of a circus background. And so he is stuck in this internment camp. There's soldiers with their like limbs blown off in there. And he's just like, how do we like work out if you're missing a leg or an arm? And so he used army cots from the intern, like just army hospital beds and cots with the springs and invented these physical fitness, physical therapy machines. Then, and it's so wild, right? So then he immigrates to New York in the 30s and starts using this on injured ballet dancers.
Whoa, cool.
So the whole thing is like, it's not even like a fitness, it's like, it's not even considered a workout. It's like physical therapy.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like depending on what's not, and he's German, so it's like efficiency and like, and so it's kind of like,
I know.
is
And
your
one of them.
body not working at its most optimal? So like for somebody it might be flexibility issue, somebody it's a strength issue, for somebody it's like a proprioception, body awareness, like mind body connection issue, or it could be like a combination of all three. And so it literally, you get strapped into, I mean, not strapped, but like the machine guides you into the most perfect way of moving your body with this like gentle resistance. And so you're literally tuning up your whole body.
Hmm.
And that's what the workout is. So it's kind of like, like with yoga, like, as an acrobat, I'm always like, I should stretch more, like hot yoga, but it's like, it's exhausting. Well, this is like, it's challenging,
Yeah.
but you're not like, I don't know, it just goes by fast. You're like supported. It has this like ASMR, like the machines are like wood and leather and springs. So it has this like aesthetic ASMR kind of
Yeah.
like vibe
Yeah,
to it, right?
and I don't consider myself to be like a flexible person or like but I'm in the machines. There's some movements where I'm like, I'm really doing this. I can't believe my legs are moving this direction, or I've never felt this little feeling in my calf muscle
Mhm.
before, and it just feels so healthy and
Mm.
so good for you.
It's kinda like it brings you through the entire range of motion.
Mm.
So even if you physically cannot support yourself through the entire range of motion, the machine does it for you
Mm.
as you're building that strength. So I discovered it. I was gonna get 2 separate surgeries. I had a torn knee and a torn shoulder.
Mm.
And they were like, "Okay, well, you're about to be out of commission, possibly forever," because I'm 39 as an acrobat doing it for 20 years. I'm like, "I might not return." And I did this thing, this was like, I don't know, 3 years ago, I discovered it, and it completely fixed both of my issues, and I was like, this is not just hype.
Yeah.
This is not just, like, skinny girl, like, fad, like, this is the real shit.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Gabe, the people in these classes, the ones that I've taken, it really is like it's like there's like a very old man in one of these classes that I'm in
It goes every day.
who's not a small man,
Y'all have classes daily?
Yeah, every day, yep.
but there's also the bachelorette party gang, and they're all like, like mid-20s, all tiny, but then there's also like, I don't know, it's just like there's so many different types of people in
Yeah.
these classes.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
because you're in the quarter?
well, I think because the thing itself, it's like, old ladies love it. Young ladies love it. This man, like his wife does it with him. Like that's how he got into it.
Uh-huh.
Boas, yeah. No, it's literally it's like functional movement for anyone.
Mm.
Where like I'll do it, and I'm like a professional acrobat, and I'll be challenged. And then this old lady is next to me doing the same exact exercise.
Mhm.
She's able to get through all of it. So it's just like the most versatile thing ever that I've ever in my 20 years of being in the fitness industry. I'm like, this is kind of like the shit,
Yeah, dude, not only that, but men who own art galleries in the French Quarter,
Are
who
specifically,
they could also love Pilates.
What, oh, you're referring to this man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, especially ones that are, like, at the end of their train tracks or whatever you were saying, like, you got 6 more years, you know?
Actually, you wanna make it 16 years? Start doing Pilates,
Yeah.
Gabe.
Oh, is that it? Yeah,
Yeah.
please, let me, be attached to everybody for another 16 years, it sounds
Gabe,
like.
well, Gabe, as someone who is, I mean, you go to the gym a lot.
I do.
So,
Well,
like,
not as much as I would like, but yeah.
but as someone who is, still thinks about, fitness and
I
stuff,
have
like,
to, or else I'd fucking go crazy.
but yeah, but that's what I'm saying though, is like you care about this stuff, like
Yeah.
how curious, I'm curious, how curious are you about something like this?
Super curious, yeah, because flexibility is an aspect of I mean, I'm aware of it. Like when I played basketball when I was, in fucking high school and whatever, I did these like conditioning training programs where there was stretching was a big aspect of it and having physical therapists stretch you out, and all that. I'm aware, and I've dated enough yoga people. I'm aware of flexibility being an aspect of the well-being. So yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, for sure, because that's one thing I'm not covering.
Mhm.
I'm covering weight training. I wish I could do more cardio, but that's really on me to find more time throughout the week. But flexibility is the last thing I really need to be
And
covering.
it's the little tiny muscles. It's like when you're doing weight training, you're training, like, the big muscle groups,
Mhm.
and when especially with free weights, like, you might not be using that exact muscle group in its most efficient way. Like, you get bad habits, like from having injuries, like your body kind of adjusts. And this thing just like, it's like, no, this is the correct way your body is designed to move. And it retrains all the little muscles that support the big muscle groups.
Mm.
And it's like, I feel so different. Like weeks that I don't do it a lot, I'll like just feel different in the air.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever you're doing, it just like aids it,
Yeah.
make it
Probably, I
better.
would imagine, affects posture overall
Oh,
for people
yeah,
too.
like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, which that of course increases your well-being and your output daily, the better your
And like
posture
how you
is.
breathe and
Yep,
all that. Yeah.
exactly.
For
All
sure.
three of us live and work in the French Quarter, and you know, I'm not trying to be one of these old men we see walking around the French Quarter with they're like total
Shaped
upper
like a
body.
question mark.
They're
Yeah.
shaped like a question
Yeah, I
mark.
see them all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena, unfortunately, is shaped like a question mark now, if you
John
notice.
Cena is
Yeah, bro,
shaped.
have you not been noticing him lately when he's out in public or when he walks?
No,
How are you not noticing the drastic difference in John Cena's back issue?
I just see Super Cena. You know,
Nah,
I'm not looking at his
unfortunately, your
costume.
hero is definitely going through it, you can tell. Yeah, his back is busted, bro. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, what's the biggest thing you've learned so far, Anya, running a business in the French Quarter?
The the non-linearity of trying to run a business. Like
Ooh.
it's so like having any kind of expectations or like linear goals. Like everything is like cyclical and mystical and absurd. And the more you try to fight these three parameters, the more you're gonna need the crying towel on a
Yeah.
daily basis.
Yeah.
It's fun explaining that to the people that you work with outside of New Orleans.
Yeah.
They always get it. They don't. And you're like, "Listen," and they're like, "Yeah, whatever," and I'm like, "No, that's actually what happened, like,
Yeah.
I cleaned up human feces, stopped someone from jacking off, and then also had a bird fly in and land on my shoulder and made me cry because it was so beautiful, and then it ran, like
Yeah,
Snow White, like, that all happened in an hour, or,
exactly.
But it was August, so no one was here to see it, and there was a hurricane.
yeah. What do you mean you're not open for my ex-girlfriend to come in and see my art because the fact that the ceiling collapsed from a flood? Well, that's what happens. These buildings are always bullshit going on with them. Like the quarter is nonstop chaos that it throws at you.
There's like coming from New York where there is so much forcing of things that like because New York is also a very hard
That's what I was
place
about to
to
say.
get
You're
shit done.
adapted to it.
But it's different because in New York there is like forcing things to happen is just part of the culture. But it's a much more kind of like efficient, like robotic, mechanical city.
Mm.
And then here in New Orleans, like there's just certain things you cannot for like, I went to Cafe and V last night to get a sweet treat to like because I was sad because I had so much admin and there was like there's no water today, so we closed early. You know?
Yeah, that's usual. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
right.
and it's like you can't force, in New York, you like call the guy, call the expediter, get the thing, turn on, get the thing, here. And what you realize is you're like, okay, there's just things that are not meant to happen.
Yeah,
And sometimes when the internet is out and you can't do your admin, that means you should go out into the streets and pass out your flyers to your coffee shop person and then meet the person who's going to end up doing all of your Instagram answering
yeah.
who is like, and
Pivot.
it's like but it's like if you're forcing it, these magical things will have no room
Yeah.
to help you along the way.
Yeah, the state teaches you improvisation, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. And like the
Yeah.
magic and like the flow and it's like the amount of just like crazy serendip. I mean, even, like us meeting, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna like network for my life and I'm gonna do this crazy Pilates idea in the den of iniquity and debauchery in the middle of the French Quarter, and we're gonna like do fitness. Like, how do I do that? Okay, we gotta meet Chris True. Okay, what's your deal? And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, part of my business model is like being a part of your shows.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, well, having this like studio to stage pipeline and having like an open stage opportunity that's actually I was like, I didn't even realize, but that's what made me so successful in New York is having like the teaching and the directing and the presenting all be part of the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but it was like getting out of my like, oh, I must do this and this and this, like run a Pilates studio. This is what a Pilates studio is and isn't. Like once you welcome New Orleans energy into your business model and you let it be a little bit more like wild and sprawling,
Yeah.
it all makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
And the
it's
more you rein it in, the more it's impossible.
yeah, the more you try and control it, the less c the less success you're gonna have.
Yep.
Exactly.
And it's like trying to find the right cocktail of like, no, I'm doing stuff, like, I'm putting in work, but I'm not putting in so much work that I'm not allowing magic to also creep in and do its thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Friend of mine was because there's like such a because what I'm doing is so like it's so ridiculous and it's so like it's just not like it's not a laundromat. Like it's a weird idea, right? And so there's a part of me where I'm like, well, I've also like what I've created in New York was like so unlikely the fact that it was so successful and it was
Mm.
just like a weird circus that has endured for 18 years in New York, like run by acrobat, but it's like and I'm like, "Okay, I need to maintain that thing that made me successful." But so this friend of mine was telling me how, there's business time, there's real time, there's divine time, and then I was like, "And then there's flow time." And you have to kind of like because sometimes it is about, like, getting off your ass, and it's like, yeah, no one else wants to show up to work, but you're still gonna like do the thing. And you do have to like force it. And as a business owner, you have to kind of like keep it together and instigate other people to like get on board. But then differentiating like when is it time for it to be business time? When is it time for it to be divine time? And flowing between all the different times instead of just like it has to be this or it has to just be chill and let it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compartmentalization, all those things is a really fun part of learning how to do these things.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that compartmentalization, I imagine the ratios of it are different from person to person,
From
but
day to day and
yeah,
season to
for
season
sure.
and
Yeah.
where you are in the evolution of that cycle of that business in that moment.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Mhm. Hmm. How about that?
Gabe, what do you think about this divine time setup here that
Oh, yeah, I she used different monikers than I would use to describe those things, but yeah, I get that completely. I have to, I mean, I feel like I'm in a fairly, as much as I am open to every month, the different curveballs, unknowns, the magic that's going to occur, there still has to be some kind of structure. Otherwise, this thing doesn't keep moving. So there's the basic work structure that's just the discipline is the way that I look at it of
Mhm.
making sure that whatever it is that you're keeping alive and that's sustaining these other people, that you're showing up for it in the way that you're supposed to consistently. But then, as you know, too, I've learned to be pretty good at telling people to leave me the fuck alone. And so I think I call it the leave me the fuck alone time, which is, you know,
Call that flow time.
yeah, I love that. Those are my Tuesdays and essentially sort of my Wednesdays when I'm going to the gym. I make my stop at St. Louis Cathedral. I go down to the river. I take my long hot baths with the candlelight. I'm in the studio for 4 hours. Like that, I consider to be more my like spiritual time is when I'm at the easel doing drugs and drinking and painting 8 or 10 hours a week. Like that to me is like a whole other thing. But if I don't keep those things consistent, I've learned every month, I don't just suffer, but the things I'm responsible for suffer. But it took me a while to learn how to do that. I didn't even know boundaries until 3 years ago when my ex-gallery manager, Elza, started teaching me how that it's okay for me to tell people no, and it's okay for me to turn my phone off and not, like, be available to people all the time. Because I used to think that was the thing that separated me from everyone else, was me making myself always available and always worrying and always trying, and all you're doing is just ruining yourself for everybody else, so
I had that same exact problem
Mhm.
at the comedy club. I used to think it was like, "Isn't this cool that I'm so accessible, I'm so reachable," that it was long
everyone's gonna
term.
use you up.
Yeah.
And it's not on them. It's not like, and you can't like view it on a negative light of these folks as if they're like these hungry little vampires. because they're not. They're just human beings that have needs. But what you're doing is you're stacking up too many human beings that have needs that are always feeding off of you. And you have to like really learn how to manage how many human beings feed off of you on a regular basis. If you're a source of, if you're a golden goose, you need to manage the eggs that you're feeding.
Ooh, if you're the golden
Yeah,
goose, you
once you
have to
realize you're a
manage
golden,
the
I feel like
eggs.
there are human beings in this world that, whether you use the word like provider or whatever it is, your natural role is to always find a way to draw blood from a stone, whatever it is, you're like doing it all the time. And you come to realize, like, oh, that's one of my things that I do. That's one of the reasons why people are attracted to me, is because they know that I'm a place that's always going to feed something that they don't know how to feed, but they also have, it's a relationship though. These artists are also giving me what they create and what they give all their lifeblood to. So it's totally, to me, an even exchange. But what they're asking for me is my need to always like be able to do this thing that I do, whether it's find a way for art to make sense to the public or to sell art or whatever the fuck it is, whatever mechanic of this it is. I'm pretty positive that I know that I'm one of the only people that knows how to do this that well. So once you start to become aware of what it is that you do that I think like feeds some aspect of the world, you have to like learn how to not let that thing also ruin you. Cause there's that quote that,
Mhm.
what, find the thing you love and let it kill you. I'm not so sure that it has to kill you. I think that like that's a little toxic to think that way. Like maybe we actually can communicate with each other and find a way that, because if that thing wants to exist in the world, I would think it would want to exist for as long as possible. So therefore it has to be a healthy relationship with the muse.
I think it's like there's a shadow side to like to your strengths, and I
100%.
think that's kind of what that quote is. It's
But
like
you got to get to know that
yeah,
shadow
yeah,
side,
yeah,
otherwise that
for
shadow
sure.
side kills
Yep.
you.
Hmm.
And that shadow side's got a fun way of sneaking around. Like you did a really wonderful thing with this business, because you actually recognized the fact that that shadow side was so present with your experience at that point from what you were going through, that you utilized it to create something productive as opposed to it to just allow it to
But I
just,
think there's also, like the shadow side is being able to alchemize all the difficulties into a positive thing, but the shadow side is the constant alchemize, like the workaholism
yeah,
that I come with, like me being able to be so capable and so productive. That is 100% because it's like there are days where I'm, living the dream in my favorite city in the world. I am miserable and I'm so overwhelmed and I'm crying because of my like admin because it's working class is not active, and I'm like, "What am I doing?" Like, this is but it's that, like it's that workaholism that, also makes you capable. So,
Yeah.
it's always, like, juggling and fixing
managing the
things
monsters
and
that sure is,
oscillating between yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
hard to manage the monster.
And then,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't really get easier. It's like everything just gets bigger and more elaborate, and so you're like
It's not worthwhile if it doesn't scare you.
exactly, yeah.
Well, I like to think that all three of us efficiently manage our own individual monsters. Again, we're three people who live, work, play, etc. in the French Quarter. Um, and we need more people to buy art from Mortal Machine, take Pilates classes at Devotion, watch comedy at the Toulouse Theater, open mic from hell, and as long as we're happy, healthy, doing our thing, then we'll be. This I think is inevitable that we'll be successful.
I hope
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Yeah.
agreed.
Anya, is there any let's do one final plug for
Yeah.
Devotion for people who are watching this or listening to it that are also liking and subscribing and all that jazz. What do we have for them for Devotion?
I just like to say that it's really meant to be a community space for every kind of wellness modality that people are passionate about. So, like, yes, Pilates was kind of like the original idea behind it because that was like a modality that I really, really believe in that helped me so much with my aches and pains and my fitness journey and my, being an acrobat. But it's really a place that is completely open-ended. It's for whatever people want and need to do. It's there, and it's like last night we had, like, a singing workshop in there
Hmm.
because we think that, like, there's not spaces for people to train their voice, like, you can roll into a yoga class and not know what you're doing, and it's fine, but, like, where do you go to sing if you're not a musician? And so we're like, "That's a thing." We're doing, like, the self-defense for strippers class, like, we're doing so it's just whatever anyone's passionate about that involves wellness and community, that's the place to do it, and I don't want people to, like, walk in there and be like, "Wow, it's, like, pretty and fancy, I don't belong here." Like, that's exactly what it's there for, is to be
Yeah,
a nice place for New Orleans folks to take care of themselves, take care of their bodies in community,
love it.
and just, like, vibe it out and see where it goes.
Well, it's a beautiful space. I highly recommend it.
216 charters.
216 charters in the French Quarter, and y'all stop saying you can't drive to the French Quarter. You can also ride a bike, also walk your little ass to the French Quarter, and keep on walking down Charters and go to 940 Royal Street.
Honestly, you can walk across this city in like 30 minutes. I don't even know what
The parts yeah,
this
what
is about.
hold on, no,
I mean, I get it. I don't leave my neighborhood.
say West Bank, and when we started crossing the bridge, you saw the oil refinery,
And I was
and
like,
you
is that another town?
you're like a
or-
zo like, that's the other direction, and those are not buildings, those are oil. Uh, so funny. But yeah, come on down, the
Fairness, I was
Quarter.
like 3 joints deep though. At
Yeah,
that
that's
point. So
in your defense, that's totally true. Gabe, briefly tell us, what the next show is at Mortal Machine, and wrap up Citizen Psycho for us right now too.
yeah, so we're finishing up our current group show, Citizen Psycho. This weekend will be the last weekend, which is also the first weekend of Jazz Fest. That show's gone really well, pop art themed, all inspired by like Hitchcock, Twilight Zone, film noir, classic films. So we're finishing up that one this weekend, although we just did a rehang and mixed in some really fun stuff along with the still available works from that show. Then next week we're installing Ravi Zupa, which Ravi's based out of Denver, but a really well known. I guess you would say that like Ravi is definitely like a bit of a print master, but then he also creates collage, mixed media works, really cool. Like he creates these guns that are built out of old like typewriter parts. So I'm hoping we have some of those sculptures in the show too. As you're probably aware from working at the shop and people that have been in the gallery the last couple of years, Ravi's our best-selling print artist. We sell
Easily.
tons of Ravi's prints on a regular basis. We'll be installing, and of course, he's like from the school of like Shepherd. Shepherd, I think, has had like a major influence on Ravi and on his career. Really, really nice dude. Really solid team. We're installing that show next, what is it, Wednesday and Thursday, and opens next Friday. So stoked about that. And then at some point in the next few weeks, we're going to have 10 paintings from Lauren YS as well. But they will not be next week, though. Yeah. So that's what we got going on.
Great. Love that. So go check out Mortal Machine. Also, you could buy art at mortalmachinenola.com.
Correct.
Next open mic from Hell is not going to be until after Jazz Fest, but then we have 8 shows in a row from May 10th to the end of June. So once
Wow.
again, come to the French Quarter, chill out at Devotion, or don't chill out, do shit at Devotion.
Yeah.
Or chill. Buy art from Mortal Machine. Come see open mic from Hell. Like and subscribe this podcast if you have been rocking with us for a while now. We appreciate you deeply. Share this with a friend. It goes a long way. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, make sure you do that, because that's where the stuff is popping off the most. Go check out our YouTube shorts. A lot of those do very, very well. And of course, we cross post those on Instagram, where we hope Anya will accept a handful of collaborator posts as we put stuff together to promote all of our stuff next week. Sound good? Everyone's
So,
cool?
You
yeah,
got it,
thank you
dude.
so much.
Dave says, you got it, dude. Anya, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Cool. Awesome.
Bye, everybody.
We did it. Yay.
That was so fun.
Yeah.